You are listening to WTUZ Radio Podcast. This is Rhonda with WTUZ Radio Podcast. Chyle, this is an impromptu podcast. But this does fall in the category with our series, Old World Tech, Hidden in Plain Sight. Now, child, let me tell you something. Okay, so I got back into seriously working out for the past 7 months with a trainer, this, that, and the third. And so I also switched gym memberships to another franchise because my old gym, they just wasn't keeping up with the equipment. So on the days that I can't make it with my trainer, I wanted another alternative. So I signs up at this franchise. So today so happens to be one of the days that I couldn't make it with the trainer. She couldn't make it. She canceled. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm already up. I'm dressed. Let me go on and hit the new spot. I tried it out a couple times this week. They got all these new fancy schmancy machines. And so I'm here for it. Try couple. Every time I go in, I try something new. Child, they have the tanning beds. I'm lucky that I don't need that. So I walked past and it was this machine standing up in a room. And I'm like, no, that's not a tanning bed. And then it hit me. Bam! I said, oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! And my trainer so happened to be there with me because she wanted to show me how to use the other lifting machine so I can stay on my game. She's like, what's wrong? I said, oh my God. Oh my God. That's the vibration machine. That's the vibration machine. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, oh no. We got to try it next time. We got to try it next time. She said, what are you talking about? I said, this is the machine that you can get on it. Some people call it the vibration plates. I said, you see the regular kind where you can buy it and you stand on it and you turn it on and it shakes. I said, but this is the big boy because the thing is huge, fam. It's like maybe 7 feet. So imagine like a tanning bed, but it's standing up and it's wider. So I didn't get to try it that day because we did the chair massage because she worked the crap out of me. So I'm like, okay, well, I do the chair massage. So goes in, I asked the front desk, them youngins don't be knowing. They were like, oh, you should try it before your workout. People try it before your workout. Now, after the fact, I should have went to YouTube first because, YouTube and the internet always wins. They said they recommend doing it afterwards. Nonetheless, got my workout on. Went and said, okay, I want to try this particular machine. Youngins didn't know how to tell a sister how to use it. I gets in there, steps in, closed the door, and all they told me was to hit the power button. I'm hitting the power button, standing there. Doggone bright lights turn on. So next time I know to bring my sunglasses. So I'm looking like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just pressing the arrows, trying to be intuitive because there's no instructions on the wall. Then all of a sudden, a little music come on, a little relaxing music, little fan kick in. And I guess I picked my program. I think I wound up pressing a level 3, or I think I was at level 4, if I'm not mistaken. I was at level 4. So I'm standing there, fam. So you got to stand. They got, like when you're at the airport and you look at the bottom and they tell you where to place your feet. That's exactly how this is. So I hit my little feet on there. So I've seen people, of course, on YouTube after the fact, they go in there and they take off their shoes. I had my shoes on. I didn't know. Ain't nobody told me nothing. Ain't nobody gave them youngins ain't gave me no instructions. So I still had on my shoes and I'm standing there and it's like a minute and I'm like, look, I don't feel nothing. If this thing don't kick in, I'm out of here. So still didn't feel nothing 2 minutes. That's what it is. That's why I was at a level 4, because I didn't feel anything. So I pressed it again. And so then all of a sudden, baby, let me tell you. Now I expected that vibration plate to start shaking. Fam, it did not shake. Next thing I know, my lower back. I said, why is my lower back? And I said, oh man. Then all of a sudden, glutes, quad, hamstring. I'm like, oh my God. It was literally, family, like I was working out with an intensity. And I'm just standing there. And I'm like 3 minutes into it at this point. And it's psychologically freaking me out, fam. Because this literally the vibration pulse from this vibration plate, whatever frequency vibration that they had it tuned to, or whatever I pressed to have it tuned to. This frequency is pulsating through this plate and hitting my body and working my muscles. And I'm literally just standing there, family. And it's like when you're working out with weights. And I'm just like, oh my God. Psychologically, it was freaking me out. So I could only stay in there for 5 minutes because I'm like, I don't know what intensity this is, what's going on. But it was absolutely getting the muscles together. Okay. And so it had the bright light still there. So I, turned the power off, stepped on out, and I was just straight tripping. I could not believe that vibration, that pulse vibration did what it did. And I was literally, family, just standing there. So I looked on, YouTube. Of course, after I did that, because I did it before, people recommended you do it after your workout. Then I went on and worked out this, that, and the third. And came back home. Chyle. And this is hence what's having me make this vid after I didn't took my shower, got myself together. Because I'm still tripping on it, fam. And that's what made me go to YouTube and look it up. But I'm tripping because I've heard about these machines in the past. Okay? Now, specifically, I watch a lot of old school, like really, really old school stuff like my grandma and them used to watch in the 50s, because I grew up watching TV with grandma. So, and sometimes they would play like real old school commercials in the 50s with them old programs. And I'm far from being born in the 50s. And I remember them showing the 50s and the 60s. And I remember them showing this machine. They called it a vibration machine, and they were targeting it towards housewives and they would stand on this metal plate, and they had that belt wrapped around them, and they turned on the machine, and then the lady started shaking. So I remembered that in my subconscious, okay? And then I started seeing over the past couple years, like exercise people selling these vibration machines, the plates where you can like pick them up. It kind of looks like a burpee thing, or one of them balance things that you can get on and do squats, and then you can lift them up and do burpees. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's how the ones for the home look, but you get on them, you stand on them and turn on them and turn it on, and it vibrates. So I was researching those, and I found out they're pretty much garbage. Okay, and then I saw the bigger ones, and immediately I knew what it was, because that was back in the 50s, where I remember watching TV, 50s, 60s commercials that they were running when I was watching reruns with my granny, and they had the housewives on those the bigger plate machines with the belt, except now they don't have the belt. They just have the heavier machine where they stand on the plate. Okay. And so I really didn't see too many reviews on that, because those bad boys are expensive. I think they're like $7,000 to, I think I saw one all the way up to $15,000, $20,000. But this one at the gym, this is the big boy. So they really spent some money on that. And fam, baby, let me tell you, totally blew me away. Now, I remember Nikola Tesla talking about using vibrations, frequency for health and healing. Okay? So that's why I really freaked out when I saw that machine, family, in the gym. I'm like, oh my God. Because in the metaphysical, or the metaphysics / conscious, and I hate to use conscious community because they done dirtied up that particular saying. For years, it was rumored that there was going to be machines and technology that came out that you would be able to heal. It would be healing. It would be beds that you could lay in, and it's going to be able to heal you with vibrations and sounds. So I just totally freaked. I'm like, oh my God, they are starting to introduce this technology on the slide. And what better way to do it? They introduce it with fitness and exercise to that particular audience. So let me just share a little bit with you all. I'm going to show you the machine. Child. Gonna show you the machine. Let's use a little bit of technology here. I started to take a picture of it, but child, I was so geeked trying to get my little self together, get my nerves together, because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I'm just standing here. And it's like, I'm like literally getting it in, and I'm just standing here. So, but thank God for the internet, because you know it's gonna prevail, honey. It's gonna give you what you need. So let me show you all. So this is from Red Light Clinic, and that's another thing. I didn't take advantage of it, honey, because I was supposed to be using the red light therapy and all. So I'm fencing to be prepared. I'll be prepared next time I go back up in there. I know how to use it. So now y'all know the gym. I ain't trying to promote them. They ain't paying me, so I ain't saying their name. But that's the gym that so far that I know that has it. Okay. Total body enhancement review. So they call it total body enhancement. I automatically knew, because at the front desk when I asked them, I said, what's with that vibration machine? And they didn't know what I was talking about. They said, oh, the total body enhancement. So they don't even know what it is. But I knew what it was, okay? So if you want to roll up in this place, it's called they calling it total body enhancement. But I'm telling you, it's a vibration machine, okay? So, yeah, okay, y'all, women don't be going crazy, lusting over this youngin'. So this the machine, fam, okay? And it has a door that close. The little light come on. And see, I don't even know. He using these handles, child. I didn't even know to use that. None of that. So you got fans up in there. And these the lights that was in there. Now, when I had mine on, I just had white light. So I got to do a little more investigation on how to get to the red light state. All right. So the way he's in here, it's going to show you where you should put your feet. So the bottom of this, you see the shape of this, that's the vibration plate. Okay. So that's where the frequency / vibration is coming through this plate, baby, hitting your feet and going all the way up. Okay. Because I know I felt it in my lower, all the way up to my lower back. If I would have stayed in there longer, I'm assuming it would have went all the way up. But let me tell you something, honey. The glutes, the quads, all of that down there, it was working it. All right. So it says calling all fitness fan, the blank group, because I ain't giving them no advertisement for free, doggone it. Shoot, I already paying my little monthly. If y'all want me to promote this, then you better hit me up. I want free membership. Has added an exciting new piece of equipment to their gyms, the blank total body enhancement, also known as the Beauty Angel. This advanced machine uses a combination of total vibration technology. And at the front desk, I guarantee you they're not going to know what this machine is. They have no idea that this is literally vibration technology and red light therapy. Now, child, I didn't get to the little red light therapy stuff, so we gonna I'm gonna test that out. I'm gonna let y'all know, and I'll get back to that and go into what they claim it's gonna do. Red light therapy boosts your health via exposure to gentle and safe near infrared rays, which help to promote weight loss. Now, I don't know all about that. It could be true. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something. This vibration technology, boo, there's no doubt about it. It's moving your muscles like you were out on the machines doing those movements. Okay, so what is total body enhancement? The total body enhancement machine is a body enhancement booth. Red light therapy panels cover the walls, and there's a platform-based vibration pad which vibrates and tones the whole body. This vibra-shaped technology stimulates muscle activity and increases circulation. It's complemented with red light therapy, which not only they claims targets fat cells and therefore promotes weight loss, but also offers improved skin tone and lessens the appearance of They claim in cellulite, stretch marks, and other imperfections. So now I don't know. Let's see what they're talking about for this red light therapy. But I'm telling you, fam, that vibration plate, baby, there's no doubt about it. It works. I did it first because according to the front desk youngins, that's what people recommended. So I hadn't even hit the gym regularly, and it was already like I was doing a workout. And I'm glad I did it because that proves that that vibration plate really truly does work. It really truly does work the muscles. So let's see what they're talking about with this red light therapy, honey. The definition guide. Red light therapy is a natural, non-invasive technique that has the ability to promote the body's own immune responses. Classified as the science, I don't know what that is, photobiomodulation. It is safe and effective procedure that uses red light emitting diodes. Shout out to Dr. Dilbert Blair. Rest in power. Man, he taught me all about diodes. Shoot. He put me up on game years ago. Not like it was just me personally, just his work in general. Dr. Dilbert Blair was way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time. I purchased his diode stuff. Okay. I'm mad that the diode pad, baby, I'm mad. Baby, I was upset when my diode pad, Dr. Dilbert Blair was so cold with it, fam. Trying to make sure I was still on because my headset got knocked off. Dr. Dilbert Blair was so cold with his metaphysics work. He had us up on game on diodes. I know when I started listening to Dr. Dilbert Blair, that was over 20 years ago. He used to sell, and Tony, I've been waiting for you to get that back in stock. So I don't know where Dr. Dilbert Blair got it, but he had these diode pads, fam, that it looked like, not cardboard, kind of like a cork board, like the wine cork, the wine corks, but except it was made into a board, but it was a diode pad. And baby, you would sit your food on that diode pad and it would take all the impurities out. And I tested it. And plus he even said, rest in power, Dr. Dilbert Blair. People with your ooh-wee or your herbal refreshments, you sit your stuff on there too, and it pulled all of the impurities out of there. So I tested it one time because I was putting my groceries on it. And when you already eat decent and clean, you really don't have too much to compare it to. So I tested it one time. Somebody was over at my house. They're like, okay, let's order pizza. We ordered a pizza. And I said, skip this. I'm finna put this pizza. And I didn't want to put the whole box on there because when people don't eat clean like that, they're going to be like, oh, this is nasty, blah, 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 blah. So I only put my stuff on there. So I put my stuff on there and then took it off, ate it. Total different taste. Total different taste. So I took another slice just to test it, put it on there, and hit the other person. If it's chowing down, I said, I want you to do something. I said, what? So I want you to taste this. And I had them taste that. And they said, what the? I said, I know, right? That's the same pizza, but it tastes totally different. I said, what you do? And I told him I put it on that pad, that Diode pad, etc. Okay. And Dr. Dilbert Blair had the Diode crystal, and then the Diode bracelet. I just got rid of my Diode bracelet. I had that bad boy, my Diode copper bracelet that you wear on the left wrist. So Dr. Dilbert Blair was way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time. He's transitioned, but the Meta Center in Chicago, I think it's Chicago Meta Center, Dr. Dilbert Blair, Brother Tony, and I forget the sis name. I'm not sure if the sis is still there running it, but Tony, I know, is still running it. Check him out. I hope that he is still selling the diodes. I may need to get another one too, honey, because I didn't wore that bracelet all the way down. In the bracelet's defense, it's 10, 15 years old. Okay. And I lost it somewhere in my move. So hopefully someone else has it and they're utilizing it. But I hope that Tony gets those Diode pads back in for the food. Okay. So sorry for me to rant like this, but I'm just so excited, fam, to see this stuff starting to come out. So shout out to Dr. Dilbert Blair, brilliant metaphysics. He was way ahead of his time. So much love and respect. All right. So it is safe and effective procedure that uses red light emitting diodes, LEDs, which diffuse wavelengths through a person's skin, commonly referred to as low-level laser therapy, biostimulation, or photonic stimulation. Red light therapy has shown significant potential in improving our overall health and well-being in a number of ways. Research and clinical studies over the past decade indicate strong evidence that the mechanisms of red light therapy have enormous rejuvenating capabilities that can positively affect both the immune system in three ways: reducing inflammation, edema, okay, and I know a lot of pregnant women suffer from edema, the swelling of the ankles and stuff, ankles and legs, and chronic joint disorders. So that should be arthritis. Promoting healing of wounds, deeper tissue and nerves, and a treatment for neurological disorders and pains, and other dermatology diseases. Child. Well, they had me at diodes, but let me continue. What is red light therapy? Red light therapy is the use of low-powered red light that penetrates wavelengths directly through a person's skin. It is painless, chemical-free procedure that produces no heat, so the emitted light creates no feeling when it comes in contact with the surface epidermis. During the treatment process, low level of red light at a depth of about 6 to 10 millimeters are absorbed into the skin. Studies conducted on red light therapy have shown it can be used as a viable drug-free method used to treat a number of medical diseases and cosmetic conditions in the fields of neurology, physiotherapy, and dermatology. Child. Historical timeline and research of red light therapy. Through the centuries, the use of red light therapy has evolved through the research and practices of scientists around the globe. although a relative newcomer to the world of Eastern medicine, the origins of light therapy can be traced back as far as ancient times. It was the Greeks who first realized that the exposure to light produced healing properties that could aid in health restoration. So you means to tell me that the Greeks now was using this, but here we now up in the 20th, supposedly in the 20th century, and now they're just starting to, the 21st century, just starting to bring forth this technology. So do you all understand when I talk about how these things that they are bringing forth now as new are not new? This was technology that was hidden. And again, shout out to the metaphysics community, because it was said that they were going to bring out this technology where they're going to use sound and light and vibrations to start healing people. And specifically, they said they were going to use beds. Child, let's continue. In the early 1800s, Danish physician Dr. Niels Finsen was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in demonstrating the positive effects wavelengths could have in the treatment of tuberculosis. Baby, they better stop playing with me. They better stop playing with me. Do you all understand that it was a huge outbreak of tuberculosis in this country in, what was that, the 30s and the 40s? And when people were getting infected, they had to go into the tuberculosis clinics, that they had to be isolated. That's how contagious it was. I know that for a fact because my granny ran it all down to me. And you minx to tell me back up in the 1800s, Dr. Finsen already had something natural by using wavelengths, which is really vibration, to treat tuberculosis? Do you all understand when I talk about this old world technology that has been hidden? So when this man up in the 1800s, and I'm even positive in the 1800s, it really wasn't even new then. They had been using it, but someone decided, nah, bruh, no, because if we let y'all use frequency/wavelengths to treat tuberculosis, that means you know the secret that you can use wavelength, frequency / even sound, because sound is wavelengths, which are frequencies, like light is frequency. That's just releasing too much. No, we're going to hide that technology. And when it's time to bring it out, or when we deem it's time to bring it out, we'll bring it out. So I find it not coincidental at all that as the energy has shifted on the planet, her frequency has risen, and what they are deeming to be the age of Aquarius, which is also they're deeming as the golden age. Now they want to start bringing out all of this natural technology. Yeah. Let's continue. During the 1960s, European researchers found that certain single wavelengths had a significant therapeutic effect on the treatment of tissues through a process called photostimulation. A good example of photostimulation would be the practice of using light to treat newborns with jaundice, a common condition of liver that causes yellowing of the baby's skin and eyes. You say, what now? Back up in the 60s. Child. Let's keep on. Toward the late 1960s, not long after the first working laser was invented. Now we know, based on our research, laser has been out for thousands of years. We know laser has been out. Okay? So they ain't just came up with no lasers back up in the 1960s. Okay? Just like we just did in the last podcast, we were talking about the 3D laser printing machines and how they use that technology to build those grandiose structures and castles and all of that jazz. All of that intricate work, detailed work. That's what they used. All of those moldings, that intricate detailed that they used. They were using lasers. Okay? They also used lasers for thousands of years as weapons. Okay? As we see what they are calling deserts today were created two ways. One way was definitely cutting down and mining those ancient trees, which they were cutting and mining those, also with lasers. And then the second way, they use lasers as weaponry. Okay? We're talking ancient technology, thousands of years old. So, they claiming, and I can't fault the little article people, they don't know. Toward the late 1960s, not long after the first working laser was invented, a Budapest scientist by the name of Mester made a breakthrough discovery on the effects of treatments with a low-powered ruby laser. Now, those of you that know what crystals are, you know that crystals come from the depths of the earth. And those of you that rock and follow with us should know that those crystals are attached to a natural grid system across the planet, which was attached to ancient trees, which they now call mountains. Okay? Because the crystals were the trees, the ancient trees' root systems. That's why crystals are a great conductor of energy. And they provide their own special energy properties naturally. So it would make perfect sense for them to say that the effects of treatment with low-powered ruby laser. Like other scientists of his era, Mester attempted to use a high-powered laser to destroy malignant tumors. Blink 75 times. Do you all get where they're going with this? He implanted tumor cells beneath the skin of a laboratory rat and exposed them to customized light. To his disappointment, the tumor were not destroyed by doses of what was presumed to be a high-powered laser energy. He just didn't know what frequency. He just didn't know what frequency to tune to in order to kill those cells. That's all. He just didn't know the frequency. Okay? And probably the ruby laser probably wasn't the thing to do it either. He probably had the wrong crystal and definitely the wrong frequency. Instead, he observed the incisions made to implant the abnormal cells appear to heal faster in treated animals compared to incisions of control animals that were not treated with light. Through his experiments, Mester was one of the first to discover how photons are absorbed by mitochondrial chromophobes in cells and how the activation of stem cells allows increased tissue repair and healing. His research uncovered the therapeutic value of red light, documenting how different wavelengths of light can promote healing of skin, muscles, nerve, tendon, cartilage, and bone, as well as dental and periodontal tissues. Child. But now I know what red light does, child. Shut the front door. It was Mester's initial work that eventually led to expanding the field of monochromatic light treatment of continual research in the medical world, for which he earned the moniker the father of photobiomodulation. Now, this in the 60s now. Okay, that just keeps fall. I keep knocking my mic cord out. Now, this was in the 60s now. So you mean to tell me they just stopped this research? No, fam, they didn't stop it. They kept on going further and further and further and further. Just a small control group of scientists that they deemed to take this further and further. But the controllers determine when they're going to release this technology, when they are going to re-release this technology. Let me be clear, because this technology is not new. Okay. Fast forward to the 1990s, where NASA scientists pioneered technologies using red light for space missions. Originally used to cultivate plant growth in the confinement of a space vehicle, further extensive research found that the use of red light penetrated deep into tissues could not only stimulate cell growth, it could promote healing in both humans and animals. Child, I forgot about the grow lights for plants, because they're absolutely right. Because I have grow lights to start my seeds indoors, to be ready for the spring, to plant in the ground. I totally forgot about that. Child, let's continue, fam. All right, how does red light therapy work? For over 30 years, light therapy has proven to have powerful therapeutic benefits in living tissues in our bodies. It is a known fact that our bodies need light. Without it, we would experience physiological and emotional changes, as well as become dangerously deficient in vitamin D. Now, there's the interesting part, because the light that they have us programmed to believe is the sun. And don't get me wrong, the sun does have those properties. But I also want to be clear that the light comes from the electromagnetic waves or frequencies. So when this planet was silicon-based environment, when the atmosphere was silicon-based versus the carbon-based today are based on the trees that we have, which is based on the sun that we have today, which is based on the electromagnetic field or frequency that is generated by the black sun. Okay, and I'll pull that up a little later so we can run through that again for those that it is your first time. But all of that works in harmony in a carbon-based environment, which we are in now. About 450,000 to from 450,000 years to a minimum of 300,000 years ago, we were in a silicon-based atmosphere, and the frequency light came from the Earth's natural frequency via the ancient trees, and which hence came from the ancient tree roots, i.e. the crystals. Okay, so I always want us to keep that in mind. So it makes sense now with them using crystals, with them using vibration frequencies, bringing out this ancient technology. Okay? But make no mistake about it. Thousands and thousands of years ago, the atmosphere, when it was a silicon-based atmosphere, we naturally had these things emitting. Okay? Okay. And I'll bring that chart up in a minute and run through that again with some visuals for you to see it. And I know some of you all, I keep showing it, but I keep showing it for a purpose, because I want you to be prepared and understand as they are, quote, quote, trying to reset. I want you to be prepared when they start even more introducing this technology, so you can understand where on the spectrum it falls. Okay? Is the technology linked to the natural organic earth, or is it artificial based? Okay? All right, so our bodies in general have specific reaction to light, but with red light therapy in the 600 to 900, I don't know what NM is, range, light energy has the ability to pass through human tissues much easier than other wavelengths. So they just proved my point right here. Our bodies in general have a specific reaction to light. Okay, so they are referring to the reaction to the sun. Okay, the regular sun up in the sky. okay, which is generated by the electromagnetic field of the electromagnetic coil, i.e., what they call the black sun. That creates a carbon-based environment. So yes, our body reacts naturally to that a certain way. That is what the planet has been on, a carbon-based atmosphere from at least 450,000 years ago to the earliest 300,000 years ago. Okay? But the original organic natural light of the planet, light energy has the ability to, but with red light therapy, so really they're saying that natural, like crystal tuning wavelength light, that organic silicon based vibration, but with the red light therapy in the 600 to 900 nm range, light energy has the ability to pass through human tissues much easier than other wavelengths. So I want y'all to think about this. If at a minimum 300,000 years ago, the planet was silicon based, so meaning the frequency emission was coming from the giant ancient tree roots, which are the crystals that created a silicon environment, and hence the light that we had was similar to what you see in the aurora borealis, okay? Or think about Avatar when they were walking and below their feet, the crystals or the ground was lighting up. So that meant the atmosphere itself had this quote, quote, red light therapy, as they call it, naturally passing through your tissues, through your body. It's naturally happening. So would that not mean that your body was not susceptible to dis-ease or disease? Would that also mean that your tissues were much healthier, that your organs were much healthier, that your circulation system was much healthier, that your blood flow was much healthier? Which meant what? You lived a heck of a lot longer. So when you look at those ancient scripts, and even for folks that are into the Bible, when they talked about folks living for 700 years, 800 years, 1,000 and something years, and then all of a sudden the Lord said that he wasn't going to be with man long like that, the lifespan of the human changed. It was shortened. When really what had happened was the planet's atmosphere was changed from a silicon base to a carbon base. That's what happened. So the Lord was equivalent to the Anunnaki beings when they instituted the terraforming on the planet, which totally changed the atmosphere from silicon base to carbon base. That changed the lifespan of the people on the planet. And some would even say it even changed the height of the people. So meaning the people back up in the day, thousands of years ago, were much, much taller. Hence, they was talking about giants. You had giants and then you had titans. Titans were much, much bigger than giants. Okay, giants was just big people. We talking minimum 7 feet. Okay, titans were 200 feet, and some of them had extra rows of teeth. So, honey, I don't know what type of gene slicing was going on with that. Okay, so I'm just speculating when the atmosphere changed from silicon base to carbon base, that it shortened the lifespan of the people, and it also shortened their height. Okay, that was based on terraforming, fam. So the cutting down of the ancient trees, the excavating of the ancient trees, root systems, the crystals and the minerals and the gold totally changed the landscape of the planet. And in addition to that, then the wars that broke out, okay? The nuclear disasters that went on, and all of these things are laid out in ancient text. It's all there. Whether you go Sanskrit, Sumerian text, it's all there. So the wars that broke out, them using nuclear, they call it scalar technology or lasers, that changed the environment from natural tropical, to very unbalanced. That's why we have seasonal weather today. It's unbalanced. Now, they want you to believe it's balanced because we have 4 seasons. But the weather was whole, meaning it stayed consistent, tropical. Okay? But with the terraforming of the planet, changing it from a silicon base to a carbon base, and then on top of that, with the wars, the nuclear wars, it put the planet out of balance. And these particular beings and their bloodlines have tried not put the planet out of balance. Let me restate that because I want to be clear. I want to be very clear on the difference between what is balance and what is wholeness. I want to be clear. They took the planet from being whole, from a silicon base being whole, to being unbalanced, constantly needing to be balanced. That's what a carbon-based atmosphere gets you. Constantly needing to be in balance. So the seasons needing to be in balance. This needing to be in balance. Okay? And a little later on, I am going to share with you couple of things I picked up from the movie Eternals. I'm going to get into that like literally in the next couple hours. So let's continue. Once red light wavelengths are penetrated and absorbed into the skin, it transforms into cellular energy, where it not only stimulates our body's natural processes, it jumpstarts a variety of metabolic events such as increased levels by the release of ATP formation of new capillaries, activate the lymphatic system, stimulates or decreases inflammation, increases blood flow / circulation, brings more oxygen and nutrients to our cells and tissues. So now this right here in my Cat Williams voice, this already proves my point that if you have an increased blood flow / circulation, bringing more oxygen to me, now this just me, that means that you would be taller. Okay? So when we went from a silicon-based atmosphere, breathing in all of that nice, pure, whole oxygen, silicon oxygen, thousands of years ago, we were taller people. We were taller people. And I would have to guess that the skin tone was different. I would have to guess that the skin tone was different because we were not under a sun. Okay? We were with the atmosphere that emitted the natural spectrums of vibratory wavelength light coming from Mother Earth's root system and the ancient trees' root system, which emits the colors of your chakra system. So the reds, the greens, the blue, the yellow, the orange, the purple. So I am going to assume that even the skin tone of the people were different. Hence, what they show you in Sanskrit. Hence, what they talk about Osiris' original color was. Hence, what they show you in Avatar. Okay? So the melanin was a different shade. Now, I'm just speculating. I'm just using deductive reasoning because when you are under the sun, you're going to get a different skin tone. Okay? Let's continue. Increased production of collagen and fibroblasts stimulates DNA or RNA. Increase phagocytosis or cellular cleanup. Child, do you understand why folks thousands of years ago would have lived a hell of a lot longer? Now, who's to say that they didn't perish unless somebody put them to rest? Repairs and restores damaged soft connective tissues. Lowering effects of oxidative, stress-free radical damage associated with many effects of aging. Boom! There you go. Right there. So in other words, people probably was pretty much living forever until they decided to check up out or somebody took them out. Okay? Because they're telling you what gives you the effect of aging. So now when you read up in the Bible now, where the Lord said he wasn't going to be with man much longer because they was living for 700-800 thousand something years. I think Methuselah, and y'all know those of you that, remember when your grandma and them was talking about somebody? Child, they know they was a mess. You know, such and such is old as Methuselah. They came up out that Bible. Okay? That's what they were talking about. Okay? Because the beings back then lived a long time because of the atmosphere. The atmosphere. It was silicon based. All right? So, just want to share with you. I'm going to share two things. I think I'm going to end with the Nikola Tesla video. So let me find, fam, the work I want you all to see on the, I want to explain this atmosphere to you again. The current atmosphere we have, so you can always keep in mind and understand the difference between a carbon-based atmosphere versus the organic original atmosphere, which was silicon. All right, so hold on a second. Let me pull these pics from my dude Sturgis from Vibes of Cosmos. So hold on, fam. Okay, we're back. So let's bring this up. So y'all that rock with me, y'all know what this is all about. So just real quick, when you hear people in the spiritual community talk about the black sun and all of that jazz and the aurora borealis and the power of that, when you see this symbol, it's always associated with the black sun. Okay, just real quick, this is giving you this particular visual. And by the way, this is from The Lost History of Flat Earth, Iranon. Check it out on YouTube. Very, very good series. It's also going to go into the ancient trees as well. Okay, how they were chopped down. And I am telling you, when we had those ancient trees, we had a silicon-based system. What replaced that environment, the silicon atmosphere, going from silicon to carbon, was the installation of the black sun. Okay? The black sun is also connected to the concept of time, or the zodiac wheel. The concept of time is an illusion. Time does not exist. It just is. You just are. Okay? So this black sun is really an electromagnetic coil underneath the earth that spins around, tick, 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 and creates electromagnetic waves / frequencies. And it, based on those electromagnetic waves and frequencies, are pulsed through the atmosphere. And it also creates the sun and the moon. Okay? So some of you already know this. We're going to go into this just real high level, real quick. Okay? So when you see this symbol called the black sun, it's nothing mysteriously or mystical like the occultists want folks to believe. And hell, I don't know, maybe some of the occultists don't even know that it's not mystical. It's technology. It's an electromagnetic coil. Okay? In the book of Enoch, when Enoch and Chyle, that's when reading be paying off, baby. Because I remember the book of Enoch, which I highly recommend those that are into the Bible. You need to read the book of Enoch. When Enoch talked about going to the heavens and seeing this and seeing that, and he was talking about the gates and he was giving you the precession of the sun and the precession of the moon, and he saw the different gates. He was telling you he saw the movement of the black sun, i.e. the electromagnetic coil. Okay? All right? So as this electromagnetic coil spins on a quote, quote, timer, it creates the reflection of the sun, the reflection of the moon, and the sun generates the light, okay? Which all of this is tied into creating the concept of time. So the movement of the sun creates the seasons, right? And also is associated with the time, okay? So these 12 zodiacs represent what they are calling ages, okay? Ages are associated with what type of atmosphere frequency the planet will be in, okay? So this is their form of balance. I'm going to say that slowly again. This is the beings who invaded the planet. Some call them their gods, and I have no problem with that. That's y'all business. But they are invaders. They came and terraformed the planet and colonized the planet. This particular electromagnetic coil controls the vibration state of the planet, which changed the atmosphere from a silicon base to a carbon base. This also serves as controlling not only the frequency of the planet, creating the concept of time with this wheel. This is their form of balancing the planet, because as you move from one age to another, it is associated with a different frequency. So those of you that are up into the Bible, you'll read in the Bible that it went from what? It went from like the Taurus or the bull. It didn't say Taurus. It said like to the bull. From the bull to the ram to the bull. Child, don't quote me which was which. They were telling you going from one age to another. They were telling you the shift of frequency on the planet. Okay? This is their way of balancing the planet. Okay, so now we just left up out of the Pisces era, which was a lower frequency that this black sun emitted. So this black sun moved from this spoke, shifted, I don't know how many turns it needed to make to get to the Aquarian age. We're now in the Aquarian age, which is a higher vibratory frequency age, and it is known as the Golden Age. Okay? So those of you that follow mythology, all of that should ring a bell with you. So you should understand now that that ain't nothing mystical. It's just technology. It is the technology, the inorganic, not organic, not natural, the inorganicness of the invaders, their terraforming or their colonization of the planet. This is not the original system of the planet. Okay? So let's move on. All right. Come on now. It's gonna make me do this. Okay, so that's just the atmosphere, fam. We didn't went through that before. Just, basic science stuff, okay? I ain't finna go over all that. Again, basic science stuff. Trying to get, all right, but again, it's that periodic tables. I'm not going over that. Okay, so just real quick, for those of you that's into the book of Enoch, when Enoch was talking about he was going up in the heavens, and he was seeing all of these different, he said that he saw, he talked about the brightest light and all of that. He was in the atmosphere up here, helium. He was at the helium or neon level where the sun forms. Okay? So I'm just giving you the code when you read the book of Enoch, and he said one of the angels came and got him. I forget the angel's name. And he do give specific names, child. That's why y'all need to be reading that book of Enoch, baby. Because he gave the specific names. And he outlined the shape of the earth. Now we should know the literal atmosphere of the earth. Enoch was describing it. Okay, so when he talked about going into the heavens, he's taught and seeing these different levels. He's talking about going into the ionosphere. All right. Okay, so let's continue on. Boom. This is what I wanted y'all to see. Okay, I thought my dude Vibes of Cosmo, I have his books. Highly recommend that you get them. I think they're going to be collector's items. I thought I had the electronic picture of this, but I don't. And shout out to Sturgis, puts out great, important work. We would not be this far. I know it's only 3 people, and it's just the third person that just started putting out this information. I'm one. I was happy to see Iranon put this out. I jumped straight up when I saw this. I said, oh my God, he's up on Vibes of Cosmo. Oh my God. And now Divergent YouTube channel this week, he just been going crazy, and I just kind of chuckled to myself because he's just getting into Vibe of Cosmos work. Okay, so I only know 3 folks that are up on this. This will become common. Okay, this will become common. So let's get back to it. So shout out to Sturgis. This is Sturgis from Vibe of Cosmos work. Okay? He was the one that cracked the code on what the sun really is, what the moon really is, and what that black sun it really is. Okay? So down below, here's the black sun, which is really an electromagnetic coil. Okay? So when he shows you the realm, and he has this circle within the circle called the known world, that's where we currently reside. So in other words, the earth is a heck of a lot larger than what they're telling us. But that's for another topic. We gonna stick to this black sun stuff, right? So you can understand the sun and the moon, and you can understand how this electromagnetic coil is generating a carbon-based environment, okay? Based on the frequency that the electromagnetic coil is pumping out, all right? And forgive me for those that know this information, but I have to keep putting it out so we can understand how the current atmosphere that we are living in is total technology. It is total technology. Okay? All right. So the electromagnetic coil, which is really the black sun, emits the frequency in the ionosphere. All right, so you see that going up. So let me go to the next one. Boom. So that energy or frequency from the electromagnetic coil hitting the ionosphere creates the refracted light of the sun and the moon. Okay, so they are both plasma energy. The sun is plasma energy via refracted light hitting off of the dome. Yes, there is a dome. We are just guessing that the dome is crystal, some sort of crystal. We don't know for sure. Okay? And the moon. Okay? One is positive energy, one is negative energy. Hence, all of this balance that they talk about. To keep things in order, it has to be balance, has to be polar opposite. It has to be yin and yang. I think the sun is the positive, the moon is the negative. The sun is heat, the moon is cold. Okay? But I want you all to understand how the sun and the moon are generated. And this refracted light moves around in a circle based on the churning of that electromagnetic coil underground. Okay? This is an enclosed system. Okay? This is an enclosed, very much so, scientific system. It is not natural or organic. This get up by putting that electromagnetic coil there, chopping down the organic, natural silicon trees that had the natural crystals underneath, which those crystals still exist today. I showed you, I think 2 podcasts ago about the ancient tree roots when we were talking about the lithium batteries. You can go check it out, and I will put that link in the video as well for you to check it out. Okay. So this setup here is creating a carbon-based atmosphere. Okay. All right. So I think that's all I wanted to show you on that. Okay. So just showing you again how this atmosphere relies on balance, the yin and the yang, positive, negative. That's what this particular carbon-based system relies on. But when there was a silicon environment, you didn't need polar opposites because it was wholeness. It was already there. It didn't need to be split apart. Okay? So I think that's it. All I wanted to show you on that. Yes, that is it. All right, fam. So I just wanted to give you that. I know, bear with me. I know those of you that, we keep going over that. But I do it. There's a method to my madness, fam. I keep doing that so you can start to understand the differences between the atmospheres. You are currently in a controlled system that is domed. Okay? The entire environment was scientifically created. By changing the frequency and the vibration from a silicon, organic, natural whole state to a carbon base that requires polarity. And what is driving that is the electromagnetic coil that emits a certain frequency / vibration. All right. So now you're starting to see, as we went to that the astrological clock or wheel that I showed you with the zodiac, as we move from the Pisces age to the Aquarian age, this one is very special because we have gone around that wheel via the magnetic coil a specific number of times, where even the cycle of this enclosed system, it appears to be ending. Okay? Now, I'm only speculating and I'm only guessing that it is ending because the planet Earth, she has healed herself. And so that particular electromagnetic coil or system will no longer work. So she has rejuvenated herself and continues to rejuvenate herself to reactivate, or if she's even created new activations of, I'm just assuming, the silicon base, i.e. the crystals, which is why the Schumann resonance is off the charts. So in other words, they can't control it. Their technology cannot match it. All right. So the frequency of Mother Earth is rising. Hence, your frequency should be rising, i.e. your consciousness or your knowledge. That's why you're going to see a lot of people that you thought, honey, that was real up into the Lord, that was like staunchly in the Lord. You don't have to say nothing to them. They're going to seek you out and start asking you these things about religion, about spirituality. I had someone recently come to me that I know that's into the church, asking me about crystals and frequencies. Freaked me all the way out. I was so happy for the person. But I understood the reason why that is happening, because the vibration of the planet, Mama Earth's vibration, is rising, hence the consciousness of the people. So that age of religion, all of that is falling to the wayside. Okay? So with the introduction of these vibration machines that they had up at the gym, honey, and now they up to talking about they got the red light in this machine too. That's why all of this stuff is coming forward. Okay? So you're going to have a choice. You're going to have a choice. Which direction you want to go. Do you want to go into the metaverse world? Which that's just going to have your consciousness tethered to an artificial world, virtual world, have your consciousness tethered to that? Or do you want your consciousness in tune with the planet, i.e. Mother Earth, which means you're going to be working in tandem to what her energy is doing, and hence reaping the benefits from the things that she naturally does. She don't need no help. She ain't asked for nobody so-and-so help on a so-and-so thing, because she was already whole. So you're going to see these technologies come forward talking about vibration, frequency, light, sound, the natural healing. They're putting these things out because they have no choice but to put them out. They never should have been withheld in the first place. And they were only able to get away with it because we were under a carbon-based environment that required a yin and a yang. But that is all coming to an end. And you will have to make the conscious decision which direction you want to go. The choice is up to you. No judgment, no shade on my part, because your journey is your journey. But I just want you all to understand what is going on. Because they ain't fencing to come out and tell you. They just going to keep easing this technology in front of you. They just going to keep easing it in front of you. And you get to make the choice. And I'm going to even go as far to say it ain't even no right or wrong way. It's what resonates with your soul. If you want to kick it in the metaverse world, go on, boo, kick it in the metaverse world, do your thing. But if you are of a particular old soul, you like, look, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, hat, scarf, and hoodie. I'm up. I'm ready to chill, vibe with mama, do my thing, if she so allows me to vibe with her. But you will have a choice, okay? So if you are listening to this, you will be able to make an informed, educated decision, all right? So the last thing I wanted to share with you, child, I be thinking this going to be real quick. I apologize for running my doggone mouth, but I didn't know the history of the vibration and the red light thing, baby, was going to put all that information in to have me bring all of this stuff up. So this last video I want to bring up to you all, this is from the YouTube site Tesla's Medicine. This is called Nikola Tesla and his invention for vibrational medicine. So let me go back and let me do it this way. Okay, so let me see, child, because it's got a little music in the beginning. Okay, so I'm a kind of because I know it's probably that music probably got some copyrights to it. Okay, so some of this, y'all know we done went over in this series, technology, old world tech hidden in plain sight. Okay, so they're just showing you some of the Tesla's technology stuff. All right, so let's see if dude starts talking. Okay, I'm trying to get past, bear with me because I don't want that music playing. Because I don't know, child, what's copyrighted and what's not, honey.
Tesla once stated that crystals were living beings. It's a subject that fascinates me because I have experienced an interesting phenomena while studying their effects on plants. I was first introduced to the vibrational properties of quartz while attending a music convention in North Carolina. For experts in digital and analog musical instruments, but my reason for attending this event was to interview an expert that specializes in sound, light, and electromagnetic field frequency machines. I met with August Worley during Moog Fest to visit the factory that produces Moog musical instruments. August started his professional career as a keyboard technician for the popular musical group Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Well, then I formed Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and what I would like is a Moog synthesizer.
I had found out that Bob Moog was looking to create another synthesizer, and I showed him what I had done for Keith Emerson, and he was very impressed, and so he had invited me to become his principal engineer at Moog Music. We talk about frequency and waveforms with the kids in our program, how these waveforms actually feel. What we're going to talk about today is how we make sound. What happens when you add more oscillators, it makes the sound richer. So I'm going to add another oscillator. Sustain, how long the sound will stay there, and then there's a little thing on here called release. So notice how that sounds differently. This is very mellow. But then as we go to a sawtooth wave, it sounds a little brassier. So you see they kind of look like a sawtooth. Basically what Bob did was take laboratory equipment out of the laboratory and put it in the hands of the musician. Working at Moog as an engineer with Bob Moog, I approached Bob one day and said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could do like an electronic singing bowl? And he thought about it and he said, you should do that. And so that sort of gave me the impetus and sort of planted the seed for me to carry forth this idea of what would an electronic singing bowl look like that also incorporated physical vibration and had light associated with it and also did an electromagnetic resonance. There's a physioacoustic transducer.
So let me just back up. Sorry to interrupt, Yao. So you see how he's using a computer motherboard, but you see connected to that computer motherboard, he has a frequency sound, well, a frequency machine. I'm gonna guess a frequency wave machine plugged into the motherboard. And as he tunes it to different frequencies, this light is going to emit a certain colors. Okay? All right, so I didn't want that to slip past just in case dude did not put that out there, okay? So hence, when I talked about the silicon environment or its silicon atmosphere that we had before with the ancient trees, okay? As Mama Earth sings, and some say her heartbeat, puts out those frequencies, the crystals grew, the crystals formed in different colors, which means the crystals emitted different frequencies, and some of those crystals were attached to those ancient tree roots. So everything was emitting a certain vibratory frequency tune naturally. Wholeness coming directly from the pulse or the heartbeat of Mother Earth. So now you should also kind of get an idea of how the different colors of the different crystals are formed as well, and hence why different crystals have different properties, okay? So I just wanted to point that out. So let Dude continue his explanation.
Light associated with it and also did an electromagnetic resonance. There's a physioacoustic transducer at the base of the instrument. The paradigm is a combined sound, light, physioacoustic, and electromagnetic resonance instrument. The crystals come into it because I wanted to have as broad a spectrum of resonant modalities in the instrument as possible.
So, just sorry, y'all. So you see how smart they are? Now you see on, hopefully it's on the left-hand side for you all, he got the outline of the man. You see how he has the dots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I knew it was going to be 7. 7. That means the chakras, family. So this man understands what frequencies really are. This is your electromagnetic field within your body, your chakra system. Okay? So bottom being red, that resonates at a certain frequency. What it's showing you on the screen is that yellow or the solar plex frequency level, green heart chakra, up throat chakra, third eye crown chakra. Okay? All of these different levels emit a frequency, a certain vibratory frequency that he can tune this to, which will emit a certain color or light. Okay? This ain't coming from the sun, fam, the way they're teaching you. This is coming naturally from Mother Earth. Okay? But with the current system that they have in place, the carbon-based system, you have interference per se with that electromagnetic coil that puts out its own level of frequency, right? So let me shut up and let the man continue.
One of the tones in paradigm, it's actually the third chakra tone, has been found to stimulate the thalamocortical loop in the human brain. What that does is the thalamocortical loop actually generates a sync pulse that coordinates all of the flow and processing between our spine and between our brain functioning. Why do cats not display the same hip dysplasia and some of the other connective tissue disorders that dogs do? The answer to that is because they purr. They are little physioacoustic generators, and they have an innate ability to know how to heal people. They like to climb on people, and they seem to have an understanding of when somebody's in pain, and they go right to that area, and they purr. The American Veterinarian Association has stated that the reason that cats don't have connective tissue disorders is because they do purr. That's physioacoustic therapy right there. A beat frequency is a difference frequency between two tone generators. So in this way we can use a tone generator that is very close in frequency to another tone generator. The difference frequency will be 10 hertz, 8 hertz, 7.8 hertz. This instrument is designed to resonate the body, and by inducing a 40 hertz tone through paradigm into the human body, you can actually help to stimulate people. Longer waveforms at the bottom of the chakra scale, if you will, and they get shorter as you move up because the human body actually becomes less massive as you move up through the chakra system. It takes a longer waveform to resonate our hips and our big leg muscles than it does to resonate our throat.
August Worley's expertise as an inventor, teacher, and service technician of analog music frequency generators has also made him a gifted individual in the repair of electromagnetic medical devices. The same wave shapes that are used to synthesize analog sound to produce different tonal qualities are also used to treat many conditions within the human body. Sine, triangle, sawtooth, square, and pulsed waves from analog music frequency generators are fed to Tesla voice coils. They interact with permanent magnets to produce sound vibrations. For medical devices, flat spiral Tesla coils are embedded into thin pads and are energized by medical frequency generators. Silent electromagnetic fields are evenly dispersed throughout the surface of the mat to treat the entire body. For targeted applications, single Tesla coils can be inserted into pillows and placed on or under areas of the body. Instead of playing a keyboard to change the musical notes, oscillators inside the frequency generator can be programmed to sweep through the frequencies or pulse magnetic fields at predetermined intervals. These fields induce tiny electric fields into the body to regenerate weak or damaged cells and energize healthy cells so they function at their full voltage potential. These frequency machines can emulate the Earth's natural magnetic fields that are vital for our survival. We naturally ground and recharge our body when we walk barefoot through Earth's magnetic fields on the piezoelectric quartz crystal sand.
Sorry, boom. Let me just rewind that. Now what he done said, what happened when now, sir? And y'all peep the vibrational machine, right? Same thing. Wow, hence I'm making this podcast, y'all. Because I was just so geeked out. I'm like, oh my God, a vibration machine. A vibration machine. Okay? This is stuff they have released now. But peep what he said. What happens when you walk upon that sand when you ground?
Machines can emulate the Earth's natural magnetic fields that are vital for our survival. We naturally ground and recharge our body when we walk barefoot through Earth's magnetic fields on the piezoelectric quartz crystal sand.
Just as a reminder, quartz crystal sand are the sawdust from cutting down of the silicon ancient big trees. So let me just say that again. Quartz crystal sand is the sawdust from the cutting down of the ancient silicon trees. Okay? The remnants of those ancient silicon trees are what they are calling mountains. Okay? So hopefully now you all are getting the picture of how we once had a natural, organic silicon atmosphere that was whole. It was naturally healing. You were breathing in silicon-laced oxygen. Your feet was naturally getting the vibrations from the silicon and crystals versus what you have now, which is carbon-based. Okay? But now they are starting to slowly reintroduce. Okay? So we're talking thousands of years, fam, of this natural organic wholeness that planet Earth, Mother Planet Earth, had naturally herself. Now they're starting to reintroduce these concepts to the public because she has regenerated herself. And I am guessing at a minimum, she is going to go back to that silicon state, but I think on a higher frequency. I think it's even going to be a higher frequency. So they are preparing you, introducing this technology to you, and it's up to you whether or not you want to resonate with it, or do you want to stay in a carbon-based environment that they're going to offer you an alternative universe, i.e. a metaverse, virtual world. Okay? Now, how that's going to physically work, that I can't tell y'all. Child, I don't know. The sister don't know that. And I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime when that split happens. I just see it happening now. I see it being introduced. And I think when their quote, quote, 2022 hit, I think it's going to rapidly increase. They're going to really start introducing technology at a higher level. They're going to do it on the virtual world side, and they're going to do it on the natural organic silicon physical side, because Mama Earth is introducing it. Okay? All right, so we'll finish this up in the last minute, but this is really a good video.
The paradigm vibrates the crystal capstone to activate its piezoelectric effect. When you resonate quartz crystal, a subtle electric field emanates into the air, and is absorbed by all living things and other quartz crystals. I decided to purchase.
Sorry, yeah, I know I keep stopping it, child. That's just a geek in me. Just bear with a sister, y'all. Bear with a sister. Bear with a sister. What I'm trying to show y'all. So y'all see these? Let me go back. These crystals. These are the result of Mama Earth's natural pulsation. Some say her heartbeat. I say her heartbeat, her nervous system, all of that creates these crystals. And they resonate at certain frequencies. Okay. And some of these crystals were also tied to the ancient tree roots, the silicon tree roots of those ancient huge trees, which they are now calling mountains. All right. Now, specifically, the crystal, the white ones, the quartz, are probably silicon. I know silicon when I see it because it's like this lines embedded in it. I know that's silicon and it's clear like this quartz. Okay. And then so the white one is called quartz crystal, and then the purple one, that's amethyst. Amethyst are so beautiful. All right, all of it is beautiful, okay? But I just wanted to remind you all what crystals really are, okay? But crystals are created by Mama Earth's frequency. Some say her heartbeat. I say her heartbeat. And blood work, all of that. Okay? All right, let's finish up the video.
I decided to purchase a paradigm and a quartz crystal singing bowl to study in our laboratory. That purchase eventually provided me with the missing key I needed to fully understand.
No, sorry, I know y'all sick of me. I apologize. Right in the back of that lady's hand, I know that's silicon. That's a silicon crystal. I know that's silicon, more than likely part of the ancient tree roots. Okay? So when you walking on that sand, you're stepping on these silicon crystals, because that's what that sand is. Okay, so sorry to keep stopping it, fam. I apologize. All right.
Understand the healing fields of nature.
All right, fam. So there you go there. And I'm going to check out this in more detail. So I'll give you a little follow-up on this because I really, really dig this. Let me subscribe before I sit up here and forget. So this video is Nikola Tesla and his inventions for vibrational medicine. All right. The other sources I'll drop down in the description as well. All right. So I just wanted to bring this to you, fam, so you all could be in the know of what's going on. I know I probably made this a lot longer than I should have. But child, I just couldn't help myself. A sister couldn't help herself because I was just, y'all do not understand how ecstatic I was when I walked past and saw that big old vibration machine. Because at first I'm like, wait a minute. That can't be no tan. Because first I thought it was that spray tan machine standing up. And that subconscious said, no, baby, you need to back up and peep again. And I said, oh my God, that's the vibration machine. That's the vibration machine. My trainer had no idea what I was talking about. So I was just so happy to see this particular natural, organic technology coming out. And I am personally looking forward to, and hopefully I will see it in my lifetime, the planet, Mama Earth, naturally restored to that silicon-based environment at that higher frequency. So I wish everyone well on this Friday, fam. This is Rhonda with WTUZ Radio Podcast. If you are not subscribed to us, I highly encourage you to hit the subscribe button, like, and